Hello, guys. Welcome to my afternoon live, guys. I have a part 2 of the topic that I discussed last night, and I wanted to come back and finish this topic because it's very, very important. We as parents, just plain grown-ups, we should be concerned about some of these things the legal system does to our children. It's just plainly ridiculous. And you know what? I was discussing this topic with my 20-year-old daughter, and honestly, you guys, I didn't even believe her when she told me that kids go to regular jail with grown-ups. And I told her to prove it to me because I did not believe this, and she did. And when I saw all of this information, I had to come and do a live. That's why I did it last night on this topic, and that's why I'm doing the final part of it, part 2. Just to keep you guys informed of this. It's plainly ridiculous. Let me go over here and say hey to Iceman. What's up? What's up? Y'all make sure y'all show Iceman some love and support. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy and blessed Friday to you, Iceman, and happy and blessed Friday to everybody else as well. And I hope you guys are having a beautiful Friday, a good work day, and have a great weekend as well. Before we go ahead and start off with this live, let me ask you guys to do me a couple of favors. One is to like this video if you enjoyed this content. Also, subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and hit that bell notifications so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. Please share this video because it's very important. All right. And what else? Share and leave a comment. Right. Leave a comment. Because again, this is something that we need to address as parents and as grown-ups who are concerned about the youth in, the future, point blank. And certain things that this society allows to happen should not be happening. And that's on everything, guys. It really is. All right. Also, let me go ahead and do the copyright disclaimer. All right. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. That entire copyright disclaimer is in my description area of this video. It will be in the comment area, and only part of it is scrolling across that screen. You know why? Because they don't allow you to put the entire, only so many words. All right. I just wanted to tell you guys that just in case you didn't know. But anyway, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Welcome to all my new subbies, and thank you to all my subbies that's been with me for the longest. Y'all, don't forget, if you want to show additional support, you can do a cash app to $Shades too. Let me let y'all know those cash app help pays for the StreamYard services and anything else that's related to keeping these videos coming to you guys. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I cannot believe this. I'm going to recap some things that I went over last night. Let me go over here again. Shay Love, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all show Shay Love some support. She has a very positive place over there, inspirational and Christian. So if you're into that, go ahead and check her out as well. All right. Let's see. Hey Shay, can you ask DJ Q why I got blocked in his stream? It was just weird, and that's okay. I'll ask him, Iceman. Yeah, I'll ask him and see. I didn't know. I mean, that's tripped out, huh? But I will ask him. I don't know why he blocked you. But I would definitely send him a text and ask him and see why he did it. Okay. So anyway, let me go ahead and get the information, guys. Let me turn my music back on as well. Let's go ahead and turn this music back on. Hold on, because I always turn it off, and then sometimes I forget to turn it back on. Let's go back ahead and do this right here. Turn it down a little bit because I be having a sky high, y'all. It sounds different to me. So it may not sound as loud to you guys, but it be sounding different to me. So that's why sometimes I be messing with it and stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started. Hold on, y'all. I done got off the daggone web page I was on. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hold on, let's see. I be doing so much in the morning time throughout the entire day, y'all. I really do. Trying to see what did I do with the damn topic. Let me go and close all these out and open it back up. Yes. Okay, so like I said before, guys, this stuff that I just found out is like very, it's shocking. Okay. It's very shocking to me because, again, I never knew. I know kids go to juvenile, right? And I also said that I believe that when kids, commit murder and RAPE and crimes of that nature, they should be put in jail, period. You know what I'm saying? I did say that. But when I say it, that I'm saying that they should remain in the juvenile detention until they are 18. Once they turn 18, depending on the crime they committed and how severe it is, they should be transported. I think last time I said transformed, I meant to say transported, to adult incarceration. Okay. Especially when they do crimes like murder, RAPE, if they torture someone or, do crimes like that. Now, putting kids in jails or prisons with grown-ups to me is plainly ridiculous because first of all, they are targets. They are targets. Why would you put kids in a jail with grown-ups? Because when they're in a jail with grown-ups, they can get actually assaulted, RAPE, um, beaten up, and everything. And plus, how is this making them, be a better person? Because they're going to learn additional things from not good things at times. Some people may teach them good things, but for the most part, they're going to learn other things, negative things in prison with these grown-ups. You see what I'm saying? Because let's keep it real. A lot of times we hear people, some of these ex-convicts talking about what they did in prison. You got people in prison selling drugs, RAP, doing RAPE to other inmates, fighting, just doing all types of stuff. So you got young underage kids incarcerated with these people. It does not even make any sense. Yeah, let's see. If a juvenile commits a pretend on a, of course, but we're not talking about charging them. We're talking about putting them inside a facility in a jail or prison with grown-ups. Okay? It's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? You can't they should not be allowed to put kids in a jail with grown people. Period. They should hold them, like you just said, in juvenile until they are 18 and then put them in the adult prison system. Point blank. That's why they need to get them. That's why they need to get them. We pay too much in taxes, okay, for this not to be done. And when parents are sitting up on YouTube talking about foolishness, this is one topic that they need to be discussing, and that's on everything. And when people are supporting foolishness on here, especially brown people, it's ridiculous. All right? It's plainly ridiculous. Yeah, they put them in there with adults. Now, some states don't allow this. They go with the federal law, that you shouldn't do this. But some states don't. They just go ahead and do it anyway, which is crazy. And all of this is backed up by information I found out yesterday when researching this topic. It's plainly ridiculous. I don't like it. I really don't. It's just this is why I talked about it last night, and this is why I'm talking about it now. And another thing too, when they are in a grown prison, with grown people, they cannot be getting, adequate education either, because even though they are incarcerated, they still need to go to school, learn, or whatever the case is. And they're little kids, regardless of the crime that they committed. So for me, I think they need to implement, a different type of juvenile system for kids who do murders, RAPING, if that's the word, I think it is. If they do RAPE, or any other heinous crime of that nature, they should be in a whole separate facility underneath the juvenile system with other juveniles who committed same or similar heinous crimes. And that's the way I think it should be done. We spend a lot of money paying taxes each year Okay. And every month, and when people, if you're self-employed, you pay quarterly or whatever, however you choose to pay it. We pay a lot of money for this type of stuff to be done, and it should be done point blank. There is no reason why kids 11, 12, 13, 14, 10 should be placed in a damn jail cell with grown-ups. And if you guys think they should be, something is wrong with you guys. And that's on everything. Because if it was one of your kids, you would want them in there. Yes, if your child commits a heinous crime like murder, RAPE, or something like that, they do need to be incarcerated. But they don't need to be incarcerated with damn grown-ups. Okay? If a damn 12-year-old can't go out here and date a damn 19-year-old, why are they putting them in the same jail cell? It does not make sense. It does not make sense. What state are you in? Because I'm going to check it. And I definitely agree with this. Yeah, our tax money allegedly goes straight into these politicians' pockets. Shit, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. It does not even make any damn sense. It just does not make any sense. How can a kid come out to be a damn good citizen if they go inside of adult prison because they RAPE someone, and then they let them out 10 or 15 years later? They're not going to come out and be a good citizen when they are learning shit from these damn inmates. Now, granted, some of these inmates that go to prison, they're not in there teaching people bad things, but for the most part, a lot of them are. A lot of them are. It does not even make any sense. I'm gonna check in a minute, Iceman. It does not make any sense. So in the state of California, I'm just going to tell you about this state first. Defense attorneys here says, we don't believe there are any good reasons to try children as adults. If the district attorney believes that the child cannot be rehabilitated by the juvenile justice system, they may ask to move the case to adult court. This happens most often in cases where the child is either charged with a serious crime like murder or has a long record of interactions with the juvenile justice system. And I'm going to stop right there. This is why, listen, just like these damn jokes are, these prisons and jails are a joke, the juvenile system is a joke too. If they make stuff a little bit harder in these facilities, these kids would think twice about doing crimes. If you're going to put a kid in juvenile and they just murder someone, right? And it just says the first time, and they stay in there until they're 18 or even 21 or however long they stay there, then they let them out back into society. For me, that's not good enough, okay? Because I think when any child commits murder or RAPE or some of the other serious crimes, they should remain in jail a little longer. Yeah, do the juvenile stuff until they are 18. And then when they get about 18 or whatever the age is for that state or whatever, then you move them to an adult prison, okay? And let them serve out the rest of their sentence. It shouldn't be once you turn 18 or 21, you get let out when you just took somebody's life. This is why some kids don't give a shit about committing crimes, because it need to be a little tougher. Not throwing little bitty kids under 18 into adult prisons and jails. No. That's why you got so many doing so many crimes and they're still doing it. You got kids out here still doing the R word, still doing the M word, and doing other things too. I gave you a whole list yesterday of 8 kids, and those crimes that they committed are plainly ridiculous. Let's see what you said. They don't have a chance. Shit corrupts. Say, it sure does. No, I need to watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. I done seen so many other prison stories and watch YouTubers who have been in prison. Okay, and then I know at least 1 or 2 people that's been in prison. Now, let's see what they say. So let me give you one example. So they said here a 17-year-old with a severe substance abuse problem was placed in a group home. Okay, he got swept up in a plan by other minors to steal a staff member's car and escape. In the process, the staff The staff member was badly beaten. Our client was charged with serious and violent felonies, and the district attorney moved to transfer him to adult court. By thoroughly reviewing his history, we determined that our client had been assessed as needing a significantly higher level of treatment than the group home could provide. The client was mentally and emotionally unwell and experiencing severe withdrawal at the time of the incident. Childhood trauma left him emotionally and mentally immature and unable to make appropriate decisions under stress. The court ultimately found that there were appropriate treatment options available through the juvenile justice system and elected not to transfer him to adult court. And that's great because if they just threw him into an adult system with other criminals and he had mentally stuff going on, emotional stress, he did not know how to handle certain things as a child, it would have really effed them up. Okay, so they did the right thing with this kid right here. No, you don't let them out of jail. You don't let them not face consequences for doing terrible things. Okay, you make sure they do, you know, get the things that they need to get because of what they did. However, I don't agree with putting them in an adult facility. I just don't. You got too much going on in jails and in prisons. Why would a kid be there? 18, yeah. And honestly, 18 and you're grown, but I mean, we're not even gonna get into that, but definitely, 18 and under, 17 and under, you should be going right to juvenile stuff. And this is why our tax money need to be paying for this stuff as well. And they need to figure out something more to do for hardcore juvenile criminals. Point blank. That's what they need to do. Hey, Most Hated Bronze, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all make sure y'all show him some love and support. Okay, so like I said, they need to do something more. Okay, let me give you another example. So a 17-year-old girl was dating a man in his 40s. They were homeless. And that's the shit y'all need to be talking about. This old ass man dating a 17-year-old girl. Okay? It's just plainly damn ridiculous. Here in the state of California, your ass gonna get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get in trouble, for dating a 17-year-old, because that's not the legal age of consent here. All right. So that is plainly ridiculous. How can you guys think that it's not okay for a 40-year-old to be dating a 17-year-old, but you think that it's okay to put a damn 17-year-old in a damn criminal system with grown ass people? It does not even make any sense. Anyway, let me finish reading this. The adult male masterminded several burglaries of Target stores and sent the girl into the stores so that she showed up on the surveillance cameras instead of him. In other words, using her like sometimes they do. Because the girl had a long delinquency record, the DA asked to transfer her to adult court. After a hearing, the judge kept her in juvenile court because the crimes were not violent and the girl was being manipulated by the adult male she was dating. So the thing about it is that in some places, they would have just thrown her into the adult system and then she would have went to adult prison and jail and things like that at 17. Not even thinking about what this damn old ass man did. This 40-year-old ass man did. He manipulated her. He tricked her. You can easily manipulate a child. Y'all know some of y'all men look at these girls and be thinking that they're older, but you can tell they're not older when they start talking. Y'all stop lying. You can tell. You can tell around the age people are when they start talking. All you got to do is ask them questions. They definitely need to change their law. In every state, it should be against the law to date anyone under 18 if your ass is grown. And that's on everything. Y'all better be glad that Shades Tube can never be a president or anything else or make any laws, because y'all asses will be in trouble doing all this weird stuff out here. And that's on everything. It should be no reason. It should be against the law, for real, to date anyone under 18 if your old ass is grown. And that's on everything. They would trip out more when an 18-year-old date a little 15-year-old than they will with a grown ass 20-some-year-old dude be dating a 14 or 15-year-old. Some of y'all got y'all priorities different and wrong. And that's on every damn thing. And for me, I don't think it's right for any kid to be in no jail or prison with no grown ass, musty ass people. And that's on everything that be doing all this type of weird shit in these damn systems, in these jails and prisons. Does not even make a damn sense. Okay, let's see what Iceman said. Need to bring back the chain gang. People would get see right. These grown ass people make their ass work, not work to the point where they are falling out and coming being unalive, but making their ass work a hard ass job. Get their ass out there. Not earners though, because you got to watch those type of people. But some of these minor criminals put their ass out here. Forget picking up that damn paper. Make their ass get out there and be putting the stuff down on the streets and stuff like that. That's what they need to do. I agree with you. Our system is too soft and the criminals are getting harder, right? And they definitely are doing that. But yet they want to put kids in prisons with grown-ups and shit, with these same type of people that be doing all this shit. What do you think some kids learn shit from? From grown-ups. I'm so sick of y'all talking about these kids doing all this shit when they learn it from you guys. Okay, if you're out here getting high, effing every chick in the world, not taking care of your responsibilities, talking about women calling them B's and W's all online and out in public, and kids see this, what do you think they're gonna do? If you're out here drinking and getting drunk and robbing and stealing and doing undercover thieving and shit, what do you think your kids or other kids gonna do when they find out or see you doing it? If you're out here murdering people for no apparent reason, you shouldn't be murdering people, period, but sometimes it's self-defense. Okay. So I'm just talking about murdering people, you know what I'm saying? And it's not self-defense. If you're out there doing that and kids see this, what do you think they are going to do? Okay. We are the role models, not them. It's not us. I mean, not them. We are the role models. So we should be showing kids good role model behavior. And they definitely do this. But I'm going to tell you straight up, some of this comes from a lack of true parenting. You got parents that's out here clubbing more than the kids. You got parents getting high with their kids, drinking with their kids, having kids bring their boyfriends over to their house to get busy with because they want to see that they not doing other things. I don't know. I be hearing people be telling me weird shit. Parents. Okay. It's just plainly weird. And then you wonder why their kids are doing the things that they are doing. And then definitely there's kids having babies. It's not a good thing. It's not a good look. Now I'm gonna tell you straight up. Sometimes little shy, innocent kids end up getting pregnant because they get manipulated by these damn men, these boys. Okay. But still, that's why we have to do good parenting so we can talk to our daughters and let them know about stuff like this so they won't end up having a child and things like this, that, and let them know, things that they can do to avoid getting babies and things like that. Because it's no joke taking care of no daggone kids at 16, 17, 15, 14, 13, 18, shit, not even 19, not even 20. You need to wait a little longer when you get financially stable, when you know what you want to do, when you know who you really want to be with, and basically be married. If you can't wait to get married, they'll at least pick somebody that's stable. There's so much stuff that's wrong in this world. It's plainly ridiculous. And then you wonder why kids be doing the most, why they do a lot of negative things. And then some of y'all parents would see kids doing stuff and you guys won't even say shit. You don't have to talk to them rude. You don't. I told a little boy years ago in a nice way, I asked him, why is he cussing like that? Why is he saying the stuff that he's saying? What would his mom say? And he was, good. He didn't get mad because you know why? Because it's the way that I talked to him, how I said it to him. I didn't say it all crazy and like I'm a parent and all that. I just told him it didn't look good for him to be out here talking about PUSSYFUCK a girl and looks like he's about 12. And I asked him also how old he was, 13, out here having SEX. I was like, aren't you too young to be doing this? So I talked to a lot of kids, especially when I used to teach. My kids was small. I didn't talk to them, but I talked to teenagers. Okay. And at that time in the 90s, the late 90s, kids they weren't as mischievous as they are now. Okay. They just wasn't, but later on in life, again, I talked to kids, in the 2000 something, 2000 what? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and the shit that they be telling me is plainly ridiculous. I had a dude, 16 years old, tell me one time that little girls like 13 be trying to talk to him. And I was like, really? For what? And I was like, you talk to 13-year-olds? He was like, no, he don't want no 13-year-old. And I was like, I don't know how we got on the topic that they be already having, SCX, but they definitely told me that they do. And be talking about they want to SUCK their what's. And I'm like, what? At 13? And where are they learning this foolishness at? Because at 13, you didn't hear my kids talking about no stuff like that. They barely talk about it now. They're grown. Come on now. I don't ever hear my son at 16 talking about stuff like that. He may be talking about stuff, but I don't never hear him talking about that type of stuff, you know? So again, we as parents, we got to do better, y'all. We got to keep our kids out the legal system. We don't want our kids in no damn legal system with grown-ups. We barely want them in there with juveniles, but certainly not with no damn grown-ups. Some grown-ass man, your 15-year-old in a prison with some grown-ass man who can easily take advantage of your 15-year-old. And you guys think that's okay. It's not okay. That's right. When you play, you got to play. When you play, you got to pay. Okay, you're right about that. Listen, woke is this right here. Following directions, being a good citizen, not doing damn crimes, being smart, being knowledgeable, and living a happy life, and treating everybody fairly, and at the same time know how to defend yourself, because I'm strong on that. Y'all know that. But don't be messing with people. These are the things that you need to be teaching your kids, and they can stay their ass woke doing that. Okay, teaching them all this other foolishness don't even make any sense. This is why so many kids end up doing crimes. Just like when people have children and they know they poor as hell. Okay, and then sometimes that forces boys and sometimes girls too, especially if you live in certain neighborhoods, to join gangs, to start doing gang activities and things like this. What I don't understand is when people decide to have children, whether they plan it or not, why they can't do everything they can do to get out of certain situations. I just don't understand that. Because if you live in an area where it's highly gang populated and you get pregnant, you should be making provisions then to get the hell up out of there. Even if you have to move in a one bedroom apartment in a better neighborhood with a little kitchen, a little dining room, or a living room and no dining room or no kitchen, however the shit, you need to get away from that area. And that's on everything. Because when your child start getting 8, 9, and 10, they start approaching them and grooming them. One thing about it, when I was single and I had my son, who is grown and successful now, that was my primary thing that I was for in my oldest daughter. I was like, I would never live in the hood if I have to work 2 to 3 jobs. And that's exactly what I did. I worked 2 and 3 jobs to keep them out the damn slums. Okay, to keep them out the hood. I really did, because I didn't want my son joining no gangs or my daughters out here doing the most or any damn thing. So I worked 2 and 3 jobs to make sure that happened. I stayed off of drugs, never did drugs, never got drunk, never drink, didn't do none of that stuff. Even when I dated, I didn't bring nobody home or anything. I did everything in privacy. You know what I'm saying? But I never did drugs, get high, get drunk, drinking or any damn thing. I made sure I took care of my kids. I kept them out of the damn hood. And that's on everything. They even went to real good schools because I refused to have them in certain school systems. And this is how parents should do. Okay, especially when you live places like Cali, New York, and places like that where you have high gang activities in certain areas. You have to keep your kids away from certain things in order for them to be able to resist, because sometimes kids resist and these people make them get into these things. And then they eventually get arrested and be incarcerated and be thrown into adult facilities, getting more bad things taught to them. It does not even make any sense. And again, we as parents, we need to do more about this type of situation. And that's on everything. Now, let me give another one. I need to give one. Let me give you this one. A 17-year-old boy with a long history of committing felonies, he robbed a store. He was close to turning 18 and had received multiple services from the juvenile court that had not succeeded in rehabilitating him. The judge transferred his case to adult court. Now, With the 17-year-old turning 18 is a little bit different. Now, he was about to turn 18. So for me, I still say until he gets 18, he needs to be in juvenile. All right. Once he turns 18, then they can put him in adult facilities, point blank. And I understand they transfer his case to adult court. I still think they should have kept it in juvenile court. And then once he turned 18, then they can place him into adult court because of all these things that he did and stuff. So he can spend the rest of his time there serving his sentence and stuff. So I think that's the way that should have be done. But even if you do put a 17-year-old that's turning 18 in adult prison system, they are turning 18 very soon. They said in this thing that it was very soon. It's not the same as placing an 11-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old in adult prison system. Okay? And I do have cases where a 10-year-old was placed in adult jail, which is plainly ridiculous. It does not even make any damn sense at all. Hold on, let's see. So these are the states that allow children in adult prison. Okay. You got Florida, Connecticut, Ohio, Mississippi, and Arizona. So those are the states that allow children to be in adult prisons. Again, Florida, Connecticut, Ohio, Mississippi, and Arizona. Right. TV, social media, music, and video games definitely can entice or encourage your children to commit certain things. But still, as parents, we are the first role models. We are responsible for our kids, so you can teach them about this stuff that they watch. Every kid, because they watch certain shows and music videos and things like that, they don't go out and start robbing people and unaliving people and doing the most. Okay, it's all about the parenting. And I strongly believe that it's about the parenting. Let's see what else we got here. So the youngest child that was tried as an adult is, let me see what the youngest child, I think I told you guys yesterday. I think I said about 10 years old. Okay. Now, a 15 to 16-year-old can be tried in an adult court. Now, they claim a 10 to 13-year-old cannot be waived into adult court because, like I told you guys before, they changed the laws. A 14-year-old can be waived for particular felonies. And let's see, 10-year-olds and up may be subject to adult court based on offense and prior record. Let's see. Curtis Fairchild Jones, born May the 31st, 1986, is the youngest person in the USA to have been tried as an adult and convicted of murder at the time of his conviction. He was born in Alabama. He was about 12 years of age at the time of his conviction. Okay. Now he is a Christian minister. Okay. Just so you guys can know this. Again, when kids are put into adult prisons or jails, they risk a lot of issues. Okay. Minors are 5 times more likely to be actually assaulted in an adult detention facility and are 36 times more likely to commit the S word. Okay. Now, the youngest age to go to jail, there is no minimum age for criminal responsibility. Children below age 14 can only face incarceration if they are proven to have enough discernment between right and wrong. Incarceration starting at age 14. Other measure applies for ages 12 to 13. I believe when kids be committing crimes, murder and things like that at 10, 11, and 9 and 8, I think something is wrong with those kids. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, for real. 11 and 12 too, 13 too. I went over a case last night where I think the little boy was 8 years old, if I'm not mistaken. He was a serial killer. Okay, he was committing crimes starting at 8 years old. Something is definitely wrong with that little boy. He even looks like something is wrong with him. Check out that video yesterday, you will see him. So some of these kids, in my opinion, are nothing but straight up demon seeds. And that's on everything. When you can go around and unalive a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying? That's plainly ridiculous. They said one reason why some kids turn to crime is issues at school. It could cause a teenager to turn to crime. If your child is suffering from bullying or isolation, they may act out violently as a result. They said teens that skip school a lot, they are also more likely to turn into criminal activities because they lack regular adult supervision. I can't say that right, y'all. In guidance. Okay, so those are two of the factors. There's a lot of factors can encourage your kids to turn to crime, like gang activity. Other kids can encourage it. Not proper parenting at home. Just so many different things can cause your kids to, commit crimes. There's so many. Now, can a minor get the what penalty? In 5-4 decisions, y'all, the United States Supreme Court ruled that imposing the what penalty on a minor is unconstitutional. This applies to those who were 15 or 17 years old at the time of the commission of the crime. The ruling cited the cruel and unusual punishment under the Constitution 8th Amendment. However, y'all, some kids have been put to what? All right? Some children have been put to what? And that is on everything. And I'm going to try to give you a couple of them in a few minutes if I remember to do it. Because yesterday, I talked about it, but I didn't give any. I think I told one. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna try to do that if I can remember to do it. Let me just go to it real quick and see. Hold on, y'all. Let's see. And let me give you some more stories. States that try juveniles as adults. I don't know if I named them all. Georgia, Louisiana, North Carolina, Texas, and Wisconsin. Okay, so those are some additional states as well. So y'all can know that. All right. So if you got kids, make sure you do what you need to do with them. They said about. Hold on. Let's see. It used to be, let's see, the number of juveniles incarcerated in all U.S. adult prisons or jails declined from a peak of 10,420 in 2008 to a low of 2,250 in 2021. Local jails had custody of about 1,960 juvies, while state and federal adult prisons had about 290. That's tripped out. And in jail, when kids go to jail, y'all, they do not get age appropriate care or therapy or educational and vocational training. And these are other issues why they should never be incarcerated with grown people at all. Youth in adult facilities are also held in solitary confinement, and they suffer from physical and sexual abuse at higher rates than peers in youth facilities, leaving them with lasting trauma. So they put them in solitary confinement where they're there basically, alone, which is not good. I mean, it's not good. That's why they need to change that entire system and do something that really, truly works. And that's on everything. Now, let me go ahead and check this. What penalty for kids? Let me check that real quick before I forget. Let's see. So the last judicially approved execution of a juvenile was convicted murderer Leonard Shockley. who passed on in a Maryland gas chamber on April the 10th, 1959, at the age of 17. Nobody has been under the age of 19 at the time of execution since at least 1964. All right. So in 1959, he was the last one. Okay, Leonard Shockley. Let's see who Leonard Shockley is real quick. Let's see. Let me type his name in. Shockley. Leonard. I want to see who he is. I can probably guess, but I just want to see. So I guess this is him right here. Yeah, this is him right here. And he probably was unfairly put in there anyway because it was around that time of racist stuff going on. Doesn't even make any sense. Okay, so let's see here. He was executed in the United States on April the 10th, 1959 for a murder committed when he was under the age of 18. Shockley, a black male, was executed in Maryland in a gas chamber for the murder of shoekeeper Sarah Hinn on January 16, 1958. Shockley, then 16, was involved in the robbery of a small shop in Dorchester County, Maryland. He was accompanied by his older brother, 23-year-old Harold Edward Shockley. Hearn was found stabbed several times in the back and breast, and her throat had been cut. The young culprits were identified by an eyewitness. Leonard was 17 years of age at the time of his execution, making him the last instance of a person being executed while still a juvenile in America. His brother received life in prison, but was eventually released. Okay, so he is the youngest and the only one that I see here. However, I did look up this a little bit more in depth, and I found other numbers. Okay, so let's see if I can find it again. I wish I would have screenshot it. Let's see. Let me make sure it's not on my gallery first. Let me look and see real quick, y'all, because I did keep some things. Let's see. So I did find this. Okay, it says since the penalty was reinstated in 1976, 22 juvenile offenders have been executed. 22 states permitted the juvenile death penalty, but only Texas, Virginia, and Oklahoma have executed more than one juvenile offender. 4 other states have each executed one. So you see how they lie? The one that I just said wasn't the only one. All right. 22 other juveniles have been executed. That's why you have to research things a lot more than 1 or 2 times, because you can find, other information. Now, what year they were executed, I don't know. So they must have been before 1964, because right here you see nobody has been under the age of 19 at the time of execution since at least 1964. So they lie so much in the social media stuff that is ridiculous. The news, all that stuff. Okay, because up here they said the last judicially approved execution. Okay, so those are the key words. The other ones probably wasn't approved. Okay, but it's still shocking. All right, it's still a hot ass mess that this is possible in this United States of America. It does not even make any sense. Now, let me give you guys, because I've been on here now for 44 minutes, only got about 15 minutes. Let me give you a couple of cases of kids who went to jail, adult jails. I'm going to try not to name the same ones I did yesterday. If you want to see that, go check out that video I did last night regarding this topic. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. And this is a topic that should be discussed a lot, because You never know, it could affect somebody in your family. And even if it doesn't, just seeing this happen and knowing that these kids are the future, it's just not good, because they can't definitely learn anything positive being incarcerated. I just don't see it. I just don't do not see it. Let me see if they do. Now let me wait. So they said two states. Hold on, let me get this article. If they don't try to make me pay for it, hold on. So two states are reversing um, the trend of putting. Let me make sure I'm right. Hold on, let me check this out. Yeah, two states are trying to put juveniles back in adult prisons, and they're citing upticks in violent crimes committed by youth. Republican politicians in Louisiana and North Carolina have passed laws that roll back recent reforms and allow more of these teenagers to be prosecuted as adults. All right. And just like Michelle Rimhoff, director of advocacy for the National Youth Justice Network, she called this really shocking, and I do too. She said the fact that this goes against decades of long-standing research seems irresponsible and unfortunately dangerous. It feels like we are going backwards because it's not right, y'all. It's not right. They like again, these kids are committing more violent crimes because the juvenile system is a damn joke. Let's keep it real. It needs to be restructured, okay, changed up. You know what I'm saying? Stop letting these kids get out of juvenile at 18 and go home like nothing happened. They need to go to adult prisons when they commit murder, rape. I mean, excuse me, RAPE. Sorry, YouTube, and things like that. They need to go to adult prison once they turn 18, not before. And they need to incorporate some type of I wouldn't say necessarily the chain gang for kids, but once they turn like 14, 15, 16, make their butt work. Make them work. Even if they just working around that prison, the juvenile detention center, make them do some of the work that some of these regular people do there. So those two states, at the time when this came out, I don't know when this came out. This came out, well, it just came out August the 23rd, 2024. They're trying to do that. They're trying to return to prosecuting more teens as adults. Okay? Because of the increase in violent crimes committed by youths. So when you go out there and vote, make sure you're voting for the right people. Okay? Because you never know when your team may be in this position. You see what I'm saying? So let's see. So, like I said before, they said over the past decade, almost all states, with the exception of Georgia, Texas, and Wisconsin, have moved away from the prosecuting older teens accused of crimes as adults. Vermont lifted its age limit in 2022, allowing 19-year-olds to remain in the juvenile system where they have access to rehabilitation services. Okay. And I agree with that. Honestly, I think, as long as they stay in the teens, they really should stay in juvenile. Once they turn 20, that's when you can put them over there. But I do know that, 18, they're legally, well, they're grown. 21, they're legally grown for real. They're legally grown at 18, but at 18, you still can't do certain things. So if you can't do everything at 18, you can't go in casinos and things like that. Why are they putting 18-year-olds in grown-up jails? It does not even make any sense. Listen at this. Sean Williams, 48, was incarcerated at age 17 and spent 26 years in prison before being released in 2019. Now a reentry specialist for the Louisiana Center for Children's Rights, he said that when teens are placed with adults, their well-being suffers. And I agree. everybody just has this brutal survival mentality and everything that comes with that. Frustration, fights, and RAPE, Williams said. He also said there is no education in these places. And I agree. And he was in there for what, 20 some years? So I think he knows 26 years. He went there at 17. So again, I don't think that's the best thing to do with kids, period. If they do hardcore crimes, then they should have a different facilities within the juvenile system to put these type of kids. And then once they turn 18, if they have to, but definitely once they turn 20, they should be placed into, adult prison system. That's how it should be. It really should be like that. Now, let me see if I can look this up real quick because I got about 10 minutes. I need to hurry up. Let me see if I can do this real quick, y'all. I'm trying to find it. Let's see. Let's see if they can give me a list. Let's see if I can find it because I looked it up. I don't want to get the same list that I gave last night. Let's see if I can find another one. Oh, gosh. Let's see. I don't want to go with that same list that I did yesterday, y'all. See. I forgot how did I type this in here yesterday. Hold on, let me see. Let me do this like this, y'all. Bear with me real quick. Let's see who went to jail. Let me just type it in like this real quick. Excuse me, y'all. Let's see if they can do it. Oh, man. Here we go right here. I'm going to try to do, I don't think these are, I'm not going to do all 16. I'm just going to give you guys maybe 5 because I don't have time to do all of these. But I will keep them. If I do revisit this topic again, I'll tell you guys all 16. But I'm only going to do 5 because I have to get out of here in another 8 minutes. So let me hurry up. Let me just save this real quick so I can find it the next time. Oh, man, I sent that to the wrong damn phone. Hold on. Okay, let's go back. I got erase that off of there. Let me cancel this because it already saved. Hold on, let me go back. Oh, man. Okay, so let me go back to this real quick, y'all. Hold on. Okay, let me give you a couple of them. So Denver Jarvis, Michael Bent, and Jesus Mendez set friends on fire over $40. Let me show y'all what they look like. So these 3 kids, this happened in 2009. They were like around 15. No, excuse me. They set a 15-year-old on fire over a $40 video game, a video game, bill that they owed them. When the little boy could not pay, one of these criminals right here that I just showed you took the little boy's father's bicycle and orchestrated an attack. They held that little boy down while one of the other offenders poured rubbing alcohol on him. One of the offenders named Jesus Mendez pulled out a lighter. It ignited the teen. The fire was so severe that the little boy's clothes burned off his body as he desperately tried to stop, drop, and roll in the front yard. He eventually jumped into a pool to put the but over 65% of his body was burnt. All right. Hold on, y'all. Now, 3 of those 5 teenagers who were involved. Hold on. Denver Jarvis and Michael Bent, both 15, and Jesus Mendez, 16, were charged with attempted second-degree murder and tried as adults. Courts sentenced both Bent and Mendez to 11 years in prison for battery. Mendez also got 19 years of probation. Jarvis received a sentence of 8 years in prison with 10 years of supervised community probation. Okay? Number 2 is 10-year-old Robert Thompson and John Venables. They took a life of a toddler. Let me show y'all. 10 years old. In February 1993, these two boys, both 10, led a 2-year-old James Burglar away from a shopping center parking lot in Booty. The boys took him to Lee's in Liverpool Canal, where they dropped him on his head, to which he began crying. As many as 38 bystanders did not intervene. Only 2 people challenged the 10-year-old boys, who said the toddler was their brother. Then they took this little boy to the train tracks, where they put blue paint in his eyes, kicked him, stepped on him, and threw rocks at him. They made him eat batteries, and police believe the boys may have also inserted batteries into the 2-year-old's you know what. Then the boys dropped a 22-pound railway bar on his head, which fatally broke his skull in 10 places. The little baby, the 2-year-old, sustained 42 injuries, y'all. Now, these boys were ordered to be detained at Her Majesty's pleasure, the normal substitute sentence for life imprisonment when the offender is a juvenile. They were given new identities and released in 2001. And ever since then, one of them has been in and out of jail ever since for putting out porn of children. Okay, so that's those two over there in UK who committed that heinous act to supposedly, I think they said, to their toddler brother. Okay, the next one is Curtis and Catherine Jones. They fatally shot their father's girlfriend. All right, which is crazy. And that little toddler did pass on, just so y'all can know that. Like I said, some kids, in my opinion, are just born evil. And that's why they need to have institutions to deal with these type of kids. Okay, they really do. Okay, so on January 1999, Curtis and Catherine were 12 and 13 years old. They took their father's GUN and fatally unalived his 29-year-old girlfriend. Okay? Both of these siblings pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and they were tried as adults. They both received 18 years in prison with lifelong probation. Even after the trial, Catherine, maintained she regretted hurting someone but had to get away. In 2015, they were released from prison. So both of these right here are released from prison as of now, but they were tried as adults, okay? And they received 18 years in prison in adult prisons. The next one is Tyler Haley. He took the lives of his parents, then threw a house party. Here you go right here. This is crazy. So, yeah. What time is it? Okay, so, yeah. In 2011, 17-year-old Tyler Haley and his parents, he hid his parents' cell phones so they couldn't call the police. He took 3 ecstasy pills and blasted Feel Lucky by Little Boosie to psych himself up. He then took a claw hammer from the garage, went into the living room, and then he hit his mother with that till she was unalive. And then they beat up the father with the sharp end of the hammer and then used Facebook to invite local Florida teens to a party at his house while he left his parents' bodies in their bedroom upstairs. Over 50 people attended that party. Anyway, these two were tried as adult and sentenced. They tried Haley as an adult and sentenced him to 2 life terms without parole. He was 6 months shy of his 18th birthday and received the maximum sentence allowed for a minor. So he's still incarcerated right now, okay? I don't know about the other. Okay, it was just only one it was just him who did this, okay? It was just him. Now, the next one is, I think this is the 5th one, Ari Morales and Marcellus Peter. They beat and actually assaulted a 15-year-old girl at homecoming. Okay, so this happened on October 2009. Here's the picture of these two. Come on. What the hell is this mouse thing at? Let's see. Hold on. Okay. So, like I said, in 2009, a group of males aged 15 to late 40s were drinking outside of the Richmond High School homecoming dance. They invited a 15-year-old female student to join. She allegedly drank a little before they propositioned her for you know what. When she denied, they forced her down on the concrete bench where she was continuously beaten and actually assaulted for over 2 hours. They what's name her with foreign objects, pee her with foreign objects. They burned her with cigarettes and poured enough alcohol down her throat to give her a near fatal blood alcohol level. At one point, one of the attackers even used the girl's cell phone to call her father and say she was great at SCX. That's crazy. 20 bystanders looked on during the attack. Police believe they were aware of what was happening, although none called for help. A local resident heard about the attack and called the police, who found the girl unconscious under a picnic table. Emergency responders airlifted her to the hospital in critical condition. 16-year-old Ari Morales and 17-year-old James Peter were among 6 boys and men charged. The judge decided to try the juveniles as adults because he deemed their actions extremely callous and brutal. California sentenced Morales to 33 years in prison and Peter to 29 years to life. Now, they were sentenced as adults, but again, they were 17 years old, probably about to turn 18, not 13, 14, 15. But again, if they still had juvenile facilities that deals with these type of criminals, they can go there and then switch to adult prisons once they turn 18 or whatever that state laws are for, that type of thing. I'm gonna give you one more. A preteen fatally beat his 2-year-old brother. This little boy was only 12 years old, y'all, when he threw his brother into a bookshelf about a dozen times near St. Augustine, Florida, and he caused lethal injuries to him. And prosecutors initially claimed the act was premeditated and they intended to charge him as an adult. And they said that he always hit his brother. Okay. 2 years after his arrest, though, Fernandez pleaded guilty to second-degree manslaughter, and the county convicted him as a juvenile. But before his plea agreement, he was the youngest person in Florida history to be charged as an adult. Even though he escaped a life sentence, the ruling required him to serve 9 years in juvenile detention with supervised parole. He was released in January 2018. Again, let me stress this again. Now, these cases that I just read, okay? Can't find this mouse. Of all these kids committing these heinous acts, okay? And the thing about it, I'm not against making these kids pay for what they did, but I am against putting them in adult prisons and jails. Again, I think that any kid that does a crime like REAPE, murder, or anything of that nature, okay, they could be first sentenced to juvenile. It should be underneath juvenile until they reach that a grown age according to that state, whether it's 18 or 20. Then they needed to be transported to the grown-up jail or prison. They need to send their case over to the adult legal system. Okay, I don't even believe that when kids do crimes like this, they should be let out, after they come of age in juvenile. No, I think they should go to a grown-up institution then and serve out the additional time that they should be getting for committing these type of crimes. There's no way you should be let out for unaliving somebody. Yeah, it should be a mandatory sentence for murder, RAPE, all of that. So that was, I think, about 5 of them or 6 that I went over. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I went over 6. Okay, and that was just 6 of the examples of kids being placed into adult systems at one point or time during their whole legal process. And some did go to, adult prisons or jails. And like I said, I don't feel like kids can obtain the things that they need if they be placed into an institutions with adults. Okay, I think they need to stay with kids that commit similar acts. And this is what our taxpayers money, our money as taxpayers, is some of that money should go to, that right there, to for them to make institutions just to house these type of teens in, versus putting them right into the grown up facilities. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think they should do. So down below in the comment section, if you watch this video, I want you to tell me if you are for kids under 18 going to adult prisons. They can be tried as an adult, but when they try them as adult, they should do their first sentence in juvenile. Once they turn 18, then that should be, adult. They should serve their adult sentence. You know what I'm saying? Depending on their crimes, the crime that they committed, how many times they have done stuff, and things like that. That's what they should be looking at. So tell me, what do you think? Do you think kids should be incarcerated with grown-ups? All right. And why do you think kids are committing so many violent crimes? And what can parents do to decrease the chance of their child doing something like this? Okay. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's an hour and 6 minutes. I went over 6 minutes, but that's cool. I got to get out of here and get ready to go. But I got to go and do my job and do whatever else I have to do. Y'all don't forget to tune in tonight when I do my fuckery Friday stuff. I got some tripped out stories to tell you guys later on. So make sure if you're a night owl like myself, come back, later on tonight, and you guys can hear about that. And sometimes I recap a little of what I went over throughout the week. Check out my part 1 of this video, because I have other stuff on this that you may want to know about. And thumbs up these videos if you enjoyed this content. Also, check out my latest short, and tomorrow I'll be putting up a Dollar Tree haul. So make sure y'all check that out. All right. So y'all don't forget to thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this content today. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of any upcoming videos. And don't forget, if you want to show additional support to this channel, you can do a Cash App to $ShadesTube. And I think that's it. And share this video, guys, because it's very important. And what else? I think that's it. Yeah, just leave that comment, and that's it. All right. I think I covered everything, guys. So we are getting ready to get out of here. Let me go ahead and do roll call real quick. Thank you to Iceman for being in here, showing support. And I will ask you what you asked me to ask him. Thank you to Shay Love for coming by, showing support. John in the Bush for coming by, showing support. Most hated bronze flat power guy, thank you so much for coming by, showing support. Nightbot always doing his job. Everybody in the bushes, everybody who watches this in the replay, y'all make sure, thank you, John, make sure y'all share this. This is a very important live, and make sure you do the right things with your children to keep them out of these type of situations. Because again, we don't need our kids getting in trouble. We don't need our kids being incarcerated in the juvenile system or the adult system. All right. So do what you need to do as a parent. All right. Blessings, you guys, and have a great remaining day. And I'll see you guys tonight for my Night Owl Live. Peace out. Have a good day. Talk to y'all later.